I'm back. Camera died, so I've had to replace the battery. Anyway, looks like we're gonna have to mix some more paint. There's not much left in there. It's a bit dark in the back of this shop. I need to get a bit of lighting here. The light's in the wrong place. So I'm going to put some gloves on and I'm going to mix a bit more paint, and then I'm going to lash another coat of paint on those bits. So if you're new to the channel, this is my new purchase. It's a porphis spray gun. This gun, I bought this the other day. It's absolutely mint. You'll find out very shortly. Let's see how much paint's in there. I think there's a bit in there. Take that off. Put that somewhere. Where am I going to put it? Put it on there. That should be all right there. I'm very, very good at making a mess. I'm very, very clumsy. I'm very, very good at making a mess. People say I look messy. You know, when they say that I look like messy in front of my missus, she always goes ballistic. He's messy, alright. So these just come out. So there is a bit left in there. If I could use a liner, I wonder if I could reuse it to mix a bit more paint. It seems to be unfolding. We'll put it back in there. It's unfolding there. It's getting the right mix though. I see through there. Where are we? If I can wipe that. See through there. Might need to talk. Mix a bit more paint up. So this is Ford Ink Blue and it's for Transit Custom. I did a load of work on that Transit Custom the other week. There's a video on my YouTube channel of how just work I did on that Transit Custom. If you have a look at the work I did on that Transit Custom and you like watching old bags of shit get welded up, you like watching lots of grinding, cutting and welding, and you'll probably subscribe to the channel, because that's exactly the kind of stuff I do. I do body work on everything. I generally do the body work that no one else wants to do. I get lumbered with all this shite. I'm going to have to torch. I can't see. If I get a torch there. Oh, I can see now. Get up to 250. Then we get a bit of this. And we go up to 500. That'll do. And if I give that a mix up, that'll be finished. God, it stinks. My head's going to be... I'll have 3 cans of beer sleep tonight after painting today. I don't like paint fumes anymore. 30 years of paint fumes. Sick of it. Sick of it. So we'll get and then get it on the gun. Just have it. I think about a lot of stuff. when I'm high, I get all sorts firing in my head. I'm thinking about years ago painting cars for people, and this one particular place I used to work, they didn't have much. I was using an old spray gun with a old conventional spray gun with a pot at the bottom, and we used it with painting the pot with like guess. With how much everything was guesswork, and we mixed it with a screwdriver with a bit with some because everything was just music. We used to clean stuff, but yeah, come a long way since. That was years ago. That was like when I was like 17, and I was doing a bit of work on an time up a yeah, earned some extra money because the money I was on wasn't great. I was only young. They exploit you when you're young, don't they? Treat you like shit. I was quite lucky because I was good, and I got stuck when I was younger, and I could see I was keen and I was good at my job, and they give me a pay rise. I was on a lot more money than what the apprentices were. So I started on 30 quid, then I went on to I started on 40 quid, put me up to 60, and then I ended up on 120. So this is back in 1997, it would have been 1997, so it was a decent wage back. So that gun's ready to go. That gun's ready to go. So I've just recently done a video on this gun. If you're interested, this is a porphis PRD 715. As you can see, it's a Chinese paint gun. It's absolutely mint. It sprays absolutely mint. If you want to check this gun out, there's a video there now on my channel. Have a look on the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Support my channel. If you have a look at the videos and you enjoy the videos, and if you want to ask any questions, ask some questions. I always get back to everyone. I get back to everyone that asks me questions on the channel. Yeah. Right, let's go on. I'm gonna put you on my head. So this is me head cam device. It's a DJI Action 4, so it just clips to the other, and as long as I don't press any buttons while I'm doing it, I think it's on there secure. It is now. So yeah, I'm going to get my mask on. And if you get bored of what I'm doing, don't go off. Have a look at some of my videos. Have a look at some of the videos on my channel, because you might like them. I'll show you that bike because that's another project that's going to be getting done on the channel. It is a GPZ 900, it is the Top Gun bike, and I have started the restoration on it. I will get some video uploaded very soon, but I'll just give you a quick look at it because people that are watching me now, you're probably not even subscribed to the channel. If you want to see me build this bike into the Top Gun bike, subscribe to the channel. Also have a look on my channel. I've got a load of other bikes I've restored, done a lot of Barry Sheen stuff. I have actually built my own race bike. I built it last year. I had a top 20 TT rider race the bike for me last year, and this year I had he raced the bike for me, and he actually won the championship this year on my bike. He won the Barry Sheen trophy at Oliver's Mount, this year's King of the Mount. And Sabler he's called, he's from County Durham. He's someone to watch out for now in motorcycle racing. Really good, come out of nowhere, he's absolutely flying. And you know, I was really chuffed, quite honoured that he raced my bike for me last year. Have a look on my channel, you'll see that bike. It's my classic super bike. It's on my channel, Suzuki S-Rad 750. I'm going to get back in the office because I'm getting high as a kite. Here he is, he's back. He's back. Back for the finale. Ooh, it's a bit misty in here still. So that's the problem. This fan unit is drawing air in from outside, and then it's being sucked up out there, but it ends up, it comes into this back room, it comes through the gaps into this back room as well. This compressor, you'd be surprised how many litres a minute this sucks, so this will be drawing air into this back room as well as that fan pushing it. So yeah, I need to do something really in this back room. It wants venting or something, and it wants sealing. It wants sealing so that I'm no longer getting the fumes into here. But yeah. Right, so next job is I'm going to mix up some lacquer. If you don't want to watch me mix up the lacquer, you can go onto my channel and have a look at my videos and see if you like my channel and see if you might want to subscribe to my channel. I've got all kinds of videos on there. I do loads of stuff, from spray gun reviews, which really I've just started doing. Main stuff I do is I do a lot of rust work. I do a lot of rust repairs on cars, all sorts. I'm always getting VWs in for rust repairs, especially their T4s, T5s. I do a lot of the T5s, T5 point, what are they, T5 point summit, whatever they are, T5.2, whatever, T6, T's, the camper vans anyway, the VWs. I'm always doing rust repairs on them. Sill repairs, Transit Custom I've just recently done. You might want to have a look at that one because it was an absolute shock. That was. It was a shock. The Transit Custom, the amount of work it needed doing to it. These bits are actually going on that same van when I get them painted. They were supposed to be included in the job, but because I opened up a load of welding work that needed to be done to that Transit Custom, there was absolutely no way could I include doing these bits in that job. There was a load of extra welding work I had to do. I had to make panels and all sorts on that van. It was an absolute nightmare. The customer totally had my life. So you might want to check that video out, the Transit Custom that I did. It was an absolute nightmare. I couldn't wait to get rid of it. I was having nightmares the other night at him coming back in for me to fit these bits. I just can't wait till it's been and gone, and I never see it ever again. It was one of them jobs. I have got quite a few videos to put together of more rust work I've done. I did an Audi for a mate of mine, an Audi A3, I think it was the first one. I think it's a Jean Blue, the colour of it. It's a nice car, nice old Audi A3. I did that for a friend of mine. Rust work, paint work. And I've got a Skoda Fabia VRS. I did a load of work on that. I put 2 sills on it. I repaired the wings. I either repaired the wings or I put 2 new wings on it, and I took the paintwork down the sides, did a load of paintwork on it. The lad come to me, and it was one of them jobs. I thought to myself, this car is not worth doing. It's not worth doing, and I thought, it's going to be a load of work. He's not going to want to pay me what really I need to be getting paid to do the job. Well, then talking to him, I could tell that he was a bit emotional. He had emotion about him, and this car meant a lot to him. And he was genuine straight up. I could see that he was genuine. I could see he was genuinely he wanted to get the car done. I could see emotion in him. He was genuinely emotional about he needed to get this car done. And eventually he told me that the car was the car. He used the car to run his little boy to and from hospital. His little boy had cancer, and he was using the car to run to and from hospital, his little boy, and eventually he died. His little boy died, and he wanted to keep the car because that's the memories that he had of running his little boy to and from hospital. crazy. I've had cancer myself twice, but I couldn't imagine having a child with it and then losing the child. His little boy, I think it was only about 2 or 3. But yeah, getting a bit emotional talking about it. But anyway, I did the car for him, and I've got all the footage there to put the video together, but I just don't know how I'm going to do it. It's going to be a tough one to do, but I am going to do it soon and put the video on my channel. He sent me some videos afterwards of his little boy in the car. It was quite emotional, bit of a story, but that's a good video I've got to put together. It was quite a big job, and I did him a good deal on it because I just wanted to, really. Sometimes you've just got to do these things. So, but yeah. Right, let's get some lacquer mixed up and get some lacquer on this job. If you don't want to watch me mix up the lacquer, you can check out some of my videos, as I say. The Transit is a good one. Also, sill job I did on the Polo. This is the lacquer I'm going to be using. It's a Generation 20, and it's a smart repair lacquer, and I'm using this because it'll go off quick, and I want to get these bits on this van first thing in the morning, and I want to get rid of that bloody van. I don't want to see it again. So this, I could do the mask on. I'm getting high as a kite. Do the mask on. I'm not normally talking to people when I'm doing this, but you know, so I'll put a mask on. Anyway, right, turn that upside down. Oh shit, got paint everywhere. Didn't mean to do that. Spray that out of there. In fact, I'm gonna put a bit more on. I'm gonna go and put a bit more on. Fucking hell, I'm getting it everywhere. Don't know how it's done that. Don't know how it's done that. Done that because I'm high as a kite. Right. Pro XL Generation 20, mixed 2:1. I'll probably have a nervous twitch in a minute and get this all over the floor and all. Right, I'm going to quickly go in the office and see if there's anyone who wants to say hello. And then I'm going to come back out and I'm going to lash this lacquer on. Right, I'm back, lads and lasses. I'm just going to check these bits and then we're going to get a lacquer on. I was going to start having a bit of a sing-song then, but I'll probably get demonetised. Did a video the other day, it was raining outside, throwing it down raining, windy, noisy, there was banging going on, and someone claimed the copyright for the rain and the banging that was going on, so I've currently got a dispute going that it was actually the rain outside and I hadn't copied something over my channel that they claimed. Anyway, how ridiculous. Anyway, let's get cracked on, get some lacquer on. Did you like that? Let's have a look. So you'd have seen that there's a few like pop holes in the spoiler there. That's where it's a shit moulding. The spoilers are not very good. You need to be filling all the pinholes and putting loads of high build primer on surfacer. Basically all I've done is put a semi-high build primer on it, flat it down and paint them. At the end of the day they're going on the roof of a van, on the back doors of a van. This is a quick job. No one's ever going to see them, you know, no one will ever see them little pinhole kind of bits there. So, you know, it is what it is. It's a van, it's a quick job. They're going to look absolutely bang on when they're on that van. Yeah, it's not like a show car, so yeah, and they're not paying the money to have it done, to have all them holes filled and all the rest of it. So I'm about ready for ending the live stream. I'm getting high as a kite in this back room talking to you. So yeah, if you've enjoyed watching me doing this live stream, painting them bits for the Transit Custom, I'll be getting the van in today. I'll be putting the bits on the van tonight or tomorrow morning. Have a look at the rest of my videos on my channel. There's loads of stuff on my YouTube channel, loads. There's all kinds of stuff. I do a lot of rust rectification work. I can make my own panels. I'm 30 years time served panel beater paint sprayer. This is my own business. This is my own body shop. I built my own body shop. Yeah, just have a look at the channel. Hopefully some of you'll subscribe. I'm going to get off because I'm getting really high. I'm probably going to need about 3 or 4 cans of lager tonight to sort my head out after doing this job now and talking to you guys. Right, I'm off. I'll see you in the next one.